Join us today as we spend some time at Clifford's Tower in the city of York. There are an awful lot of steps to get you up to the entrance of Clifford's Tower, but there are free resting places if you need it. The 11th century Clifford's Tower is the largest surviving part of York Castle that was established by William the Conqueror. It was originally a timber tower but became a stone tower back in the 13th century. Anyone that has visited York would have seen Clifford's Tower sitting majestically in its proud position opposite the Castle Museum. As you go up the steps, they provide great views of the wonderful Castle Museum on the left and straight ahead, and in the same courtyard but on the right is the York Courthouse. Although Clifford's Tower became a ruin in 1684, the wider castle area has continued in use. During the 18th century, classical buildings replaced the medieval and Tudor structures. These are centred around a courtyard, now called the Eye of York. Between 1824 and 1935, Clifford's Tower became partially hidden behind 35-foot walls of the new country gow. For the first time in its history, Clifford's Tower was largely concealed from view. Despite its sometimes dark and tragic history, Clifford's Tower is seen as an emblem of York and a source of civic pride. The tower survives today due to a number of protective measures. You can take a minute to sit here and you can hear Elizabeth tell the story of her visit to Clifford's Tower hidden behind the prison walls. To get up to the roof platform, you need to take these narrow winding steps, both up and down. Eleanor tells the explosive story of the King's Salute. Destruction of the mince pie. By the 1680s, York Castle's garrison had become unpopular in the city through the dictatorial behaviour of the military governor Sir John Reresby. On the 23rd of April 1684, the tower caught fire during a ceremonial salute in honour of the restoration of King Charles II. It was reported that seditious toasts were being drunk to the demolition of the mince pie, an insulting nickname given to Clifford's Tower. Sabotage was suspected, as some commentators suggested it was the soldiers who had blown up the gunpowder inside the tower. The fire scorched the internal stonework, turning it red in several places on the first floor. Large parts of the tower were gutted, and within a few years the interior was cleared, leaving the tower empty. Clifford Tower was never occupied again. Outside, at the top of Clifford's Tower, is a timber roof platform, giving 360-degree panoramic views of the city of York. Sadly, on the day of our visit though, their clouds were pretty low, so hindered this amazing view for us. Behind the trees here is the River Ouse. Shame the clouds are so low, but you can just about make out the stunning York Minster in the background. We were in Yorkshire for a few days, and as well as visiting Clifford's Tower, we wanted to visit Scarborough Castle and Whitby Abbey. So it made sense for us to invest in an annual membership with English Heritage. We were able to do this at the entrance of Whitby Abbey, and there was an offer given us 15 months for the price of 12, even better. Now we are English Heritage members, we could get into Clifford's Tower for free as often as we wanted. Well, throughout our membership period anyway. As well as lots of other properties around England. And we get discounts on properties around Scotland and Wales. It's also worth checking to see if there's any events during the time you plan to visit and if your English Heritage membership is valid that day. As with all English Heritage properties, it varies. So make sure you're subscribed and I will see you next time. Bye!